You're listening to The Macks with Sterling and Taylor Mack. Highly opinionated, and you just might learn something. Come on in and enjoy the listen.
And we're back. Another episode of To The Macks podcast. It's T-Mac over here on the East Coast, Sterling Mack over there on the West Coast. How you doing?
Good, man. What's going on? It's we're 7:12 on so it's Thursday here. Recording this on a Thursday, so I'm doing well, man.
Yeah, you know, we keep it popping, we keep it rolling, but I'm going to change it up a little bit because I always forget now. I mean, I put it up on our YouTube, but obviously you guys need to go out there, continue to follow us on our IG, on our Twitter at Twitter ToTheMacks podcast, ToTheMacks Radio, sorry. Instagram ToTheMacks_podcast. If you want to listen to us, when you listen to us now, but you can also find us on Spotify if that makes us easier at ToTheMacks, and YouTube as well at ToTheMacks. But we're going to jump right. I want to give a round of applause to the brave first responders and Navy SEALs out there in Thailand, because those 12 Thai soccer children, those 12 Thai soccer boys, and their coach, which they always weird. They had to reiterate every time that he's 25.
Right, and that there was a coach there.
Yeah, I was like, you don't have to keep saying it. It's like, just the team got saved, but the 25-year-old coach got saved. That was an awesome rescue, and it just shows what, you know, the human spirit can do. And when humanity all comes together, you have people, 90 different divers from around the world coming in and saving these kids when in the monsoon season, nonetheless, in Thailand. But there's just so many questions, you know what I mean? Like, so many.
Kind of, but it's also like, you know, they took a trip. They're doing, you know, I've been to a cave on a trip before, and it goes awry. Like you said, it's monsoon season. The water starts rushing in, and you're just in a dire situation there. So yeah, shout out to them and condolences to the Thai Navy SEAL.
Yeah, the one Navy SEAL. Yeah.
That was out there trying to rescue him. It's tough, man. It's crazy. The crazy thing that I think came from this is Elon Musk like, just flexing all of his toys, essentially, right?
I got to give it to him, though. Although the design and concept for what he made for this situation, knowing that, like, he read the reports that there's a choke point of 12 inches. Like, this isn't going to work, but we appreciate your effort. Like, he really is our real life Tony Stark in a sense, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And he's dating that, like, goth chick now.
I don't know who's dating.
Yeah, it's some goth. Yeah, I saw like some article came across, and it's like some goth chick that he's dating, and but no, he's just incredibly smart. Started with PayPal and kept going.
This reminds me of, I was at a wedding in North Carolina like a couple months ago now, and me and one of our buddies, shout out Stu Rass, listener of the pod.
Woo woo.
We're like in an Uber back to like our hotel, and the Uber driver just like is kind of like just chalking me up, and he's like, "Oh, you live in San Francisco?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know Elon Musk?" And I was like, "I mean, I know of him." He's like, "What? I mean, do you see him?" I was like, "Who do you think I am?" Like, no.
Yeah. We just had dinner last night. It was awesome. He's a great guy. That's worse than like when you talk to somebody and they're like, "Oh, you went to Indiana? Oh, I had a friend that went to Indiana. Do you know Drew Gray? Do you know Drew Gray?" No, there's like
50,000 people.
No, but I appreciate you asking. But no, I guess you gotta do that. I mean, except for the Elon Musk part. Whenever that was bad. That's really bad. Like, why would you think that I know him? But I just wanted to give a shout out to all of them, because that was an amazing job. You know, they were stranded there for 18 days. It's wild because the Australian cave diver found the kids first. And if to put in context, I don't know if you see the pictures, but to understand how hard this really was, especially when you're completely underwater. It's pitch black. It's murky, dark water. It's not like diving out in the open ocean where you have light coming through. Yeah. It's just the artificial light on your flashlight that's coming off of you or whatever it's harnessed. And they got all these kids out with having different sections for extra air everywhere. And that's how the Navy SEAL died, as he was trying to replenish air in the area, and his ran out, which is that's just awful. That's the worst way to go.
Have you seen the video of like the divers just like swimming around and they pop up and they are like, is anybody here? And then they flash over and the kids are just like sitting there.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
It's crazy. Because like you said, can you imagine that? I can't imagine that me now. Like I'm terrified of the dark. So at pitch black, right, in a cave and no light, no nothing, all of a sudden like this light pops up. I would be you kind of you'd go crazy, but then you also know like you can't just like go swim to them because you can't get out.
Exactly. Like it's just it's scary, especially if this happened. More so. Especially in this day and age, you're so connected to technology, and being without your phone for a long time. I know all these kids probably didn't have a phone because they're young kids, or you leave it at the hotel not thinking that you're going to be gone for almost a month or over half a month. And that's just crazy. And then you see so many movies, there's like stuff happening, your imagination's running wild because your eyes are trying to find light somewhere, and it's a hard story. But you see like the Chilean the 33 miners like came out and said like to the kids like, watch out for this, the fame and notoriety. I didn't think this someone was like trying to compare the situation. I didn't think their situations were similar. Like,
I think it's pretty similar, right? It's a tragic thing that happened to people that I think you can kind of gravitate towards, like the Chileans or the firefighters here. It's little kids playing soccer. We're in this time of the World Cup right now. So I think I think it's one of those stories that like resonates with people. And that's why I also think it like took off, right? It took off because it resonated with people. And like, can you imagine, like I said earlier, right? I've been on a field trip to a cave and to, doing stuff like that. So I think it kind of hits home with a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more so like the fact of, like what the miners were down there for like 60 days. And
something like that.
They really didn't have a route at all. Like I thought the miner situation was harder in saving than the kids. That's what I was kind of jumping at a little bit. Because I know, but you have to throw in the fact that the kids couldn't swim, which is huge. So I mean, there's so many different factors. But I was like, I don't know if you saw they couldn't swim.
Oh, they couldn't swim?
Yeah, they didn't know how to swim. Yeah, the kids didn't know how to swim. So like they had a diver in front, diver behind, guiding, and then the diver in front had their air tank, so that the kid all they had to do was hold the rope, paddle and get pushed along, and then navigate it through the choke point. So like,
ooh, gosh,
I mean, with all the factors, because the miners.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like the miners didn't know how to get to them because the original point was cut off due to the collapse. So like that's what dire, like I'd be down there like, dude, like we really could die. But like once the kids got found, if I was a kid in there, I'd be like, all right, I feel like we're really gonna. I have more hope of us getting out because there's an actual path in and out that they already have, and they don't have to create it themselves. But
think about how deep they are, and you don't know how to swim.
I know they were 2 miles back in the cave system, and you don't know how to.
I don't know what that means water wise, but yeah. Because okay.
Yeah, I'd assume it goes over their head. What these kids are probably like 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall.
What does that have to do with? Oh, go ahead.
They haven't hit puberty. Well, no, I'm saying like because you saw I don't know if you saw like the tail end of portions of the rescue, because the rescue workers could walk out at the waist deep or like kind of whatever shoulder deep water. These kids would be submerged underwater, so they have to swim the entire time.
True.
So it's just I can't wait for the movie to come out. I hope Tom Hanks plays the 25-year-old coach. We talked about this off the air, and I'm not going like the Scarlett Johansson route. I'm joking around on this one, but Tom Hanks is the best actor when it comes to these like real life adaptations in the movies. Like Captain Sully for the flight into the Hudson. You had I Am the Captain Now and Captain Phillips. You had Castaway. It's not a real life adaptation, but damn, what an acting! What everybody cried when Wilson floated away. Everybody. I mean, I teared up a little bit. I barely cried I didn't really cry when G Baby got shot either. I got something wrong with me. I'm emotionless. It's awful.
But you also said that Tom Hanks would be your pick to play you.
You damn right. If I ever had a biopic, Tom Hanks. I want Tom Hanks to play me. I don't care. Don't care at all. This is me not seeing race here. I'm seeing the grit, the attitude, the passion, the commitment to the role, and Tom Hanks would be perfect. Who would you want to play? Now being serious, who would you want to have play you in your own movie?
Yeah, what's the dude in Avengers that's like the Hawk or whatever?
Papa Doc, Anthony.
Yeah, Papa Doc.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. I think he'd play a good me.
That's a pretty solid. That's a pretty solid pick. I mean, the first person that kind of pops in my head is Michael B. Jordan. I feel like we're kind of on par with each other a little bit. Got the swag, got the juice. No, I'm just playing, but I don't know.
You guys have anything in common?
I don't know. I mean,
I think Cousin Skeeter could play you.
Everybody loves Cousin Skeeter though. That not cousin the cousin whatever, but everybody loves that dude. But who would I would have?
Honestly, probably Kevin Hart. He's a little darker than you are.
He's a little darker and he's shorter. I'll just go with that. It is what it is. Everybody always says, "Oh, you act like Kevin Hart." I don't act like anybody. I've acted the same way. If you knew me since elementary school, since birth to now. Just like to smile, like to joke, like to make you guys laugh if I can, if that's a possibility. If not, you don't think I'm funny, leave the comments below. Tell me what I should be saying, what I shouldn't be saying. But kind of flipping it up just a little bit, the viral video that went on, or this past week with the Puerto Rican lady. Did you see this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's Puerto Rican. Is she Puerto Rican? I think she's wearing a Puerto Rican shirt, right?
Okay, yeah, just Puerto Rican shirt then.
And a guy gets in her face and says that she should leave, and just a ton of things that are being said. The crazy thing about the video is the woman asked a cop like multiple times to have the guy stop harassing her, and the cop doesn't do anything,
which is crazy.
And that's the part of the video that I think, because listen. You will have racist people out there do racist things, right? That's part of life, unfortunately. But when you're in the presence of a law enforcement personnel who are supposed to handle these topics, right? And they don't happen, right? And we always ask the question, right? Like, and we can, I guess we can take it there today. Like, for whatever reason, there are a sector of white people that would like to call the cops really for anything. And I'm not making that racial. Like, no, they're just like, I'm gonna call the cops. Literally, like something happens and it has nothing. We can infuse the whole like black people are doing something like white people call it. White people just call the cops for anything because they're very comfortable around the cops. Like, right? I'm not comfortable enough to call the cops to my. If someone robbed my apartment, like I would rather put that on Twitter first. And then, maybe walk outside and be like, oh, I wonder what happened. And then, talk to the manager of my building. Then I would call the cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody broke into my car in Atlanta around Lenox Mall, which is a very nice mall in Atlanta, obviously. You hear it in all the songs. I called the cops. First off, the cops showed up promptly an hour later, which was insulting. Absolutely insulting. But when they got there, I made sure I was like, hey, this is my registration, sir. Someone got in my car. I just wanted to show you this first and let me look at my window. Just so they know I'm not the guy that's sticking around to make this look like I didn't do it or whatever. Because you just get nervous. Like, you don't want them to think that you kind of maybe did something or you think something could happen to you. It sucks.
But it's so funny, white people use I'm using white people generally, so hopefully no one takes offense to that. People that call the cops regularly, right? They use the cops as this springboard to just handle their issues in life, right? And then you turn that into the racial aspect of it, where specifically people that are white call cops on those that are either minorities or disenfranchised people because they essentially just don't want those people in their space, right?
Right. Selling water, having socks on at the pool.
Yeah, stuff like that are just are they? It's essentially it's crazy.
Barbecue Becky.
And so that's what's crazy about this video to watch is when you see a cop standing there and you're like, "Yo, man, not to be you ain't doing nothing right now. Nothing's going on. Can you handle this man who's in my face, talking sideways?" And instead of him doing something, he just looked the other way and kind of laughed about it, which I think.
Dude, do your job. Do your job. This is why people of color are don't like calling the cops, and then because they don't think anything positive will kind of come out from it. And you're always nervous about the outcome. And then this video is just awful because the guy's just sitting there. But I thought it was hilarious because I found the comments from the lawyer that was going to represent him until he resigned. Mm-hmm. And so this is an article from like Chicago Sun-Times, and it was talking about right here. It was like, hours before Connor's resignation, the top lawyer for the union that represents Forest Preserve officers had urged the public to be patient, but before making a judgment. In quotes, this is what she said: "The video does not look good, but anybody who is a football fan knows that the video does not tell the whole story," said Tamara Cummings, general counsel for the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Counsel. "We still don't know what happened outside the video. We don't know what was going on inside his head." And the next sentence in this article, which made me laugh out loud, goes, and this is the lady that was accosted by this guy. She was like, after Mia Urzari posted a 36-minute video of the confrontation in Caldwell Woods on Facebook last month. And then I stopped. 36 minutes. First off, the lawyer came unprepared, thinking that there's only a 2-minute video clip, and that was it. So she's like, "Oh, we need to see more of what else can happen because we don't know what happened." 36 minutes, and you drop a football analogy. You already well deep in the third quarter. You passed halftime. You let the band do what they need to do. The teams are back on the field, and the first thing coaches say at practice. This is how I know she just BS and doesn't know a damn thing about football. The first thing anybody knows is play football at a high level, or just play football. Coaches say this the first time. The eye in the sky don't lie. You can't hide it from up there. We're going to see it on tape. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If it's repetitive, we're going to see it on tape. The eye in the sky does not lie. And you're going to try and throw a football reference. I thought it was hilarious. And then 36 minutes of a video.
Yeah, I mean, the video told everything.
Yeah, what else do you need? What don't you think you can know from 36 minutes of this guy just being a huge asshole?
Yeah, I mean, just exactly. It really just being indifferent and because I think we all realize that if that had been the other way around, right? If that's a woman in a Puerto Rican shirt accosting a white male, I think his reaction is different, or we think it would be, right?
Yeah. You would think that he would probably go ahead and do his job at that point instead of sitting back on the police cruiser, just sitting there, just chilling. But I'm glad he resigned. I would have wished he got fired, so that would have been on his record because he deserved to be fired. I think everybody's calling for him to be fired. Even the governor of Puerto Rico came out and was like, "This video is atrocious." And I'm paraphrasing a little bit right now, but
why do people forget that Puerto Ricans are American citizens?
I haven't, because they're stupid. There's a lot of dumb people in this country, in this world. First off, like today, there's a viral tweet going around that said, "I just realized that when someone says hold your horses, they're telling me to be stable."
I saw that today. What was that? Why was that floating around?
It had 40,000 retweets. That's 40,000 dumb people with a capital D. Dumb. No, it does not mean to be stable. It means to not jump ahead, chill and relax before you run, before you go ahead and do what you need to do.
Stable.
And then I do like the tweets where people are like, "I'm today years old finding out about this," or whatever, which I think is hilarious. But
I do think that's funny.
How dumb are people?
Well, I think we just it's kind of remember when you talked about it a couple podcasts ago, or a podcast ago when Cam was on with the whole Drake line, right? And people just kind of made up this idea that he was saying his son's middle name.
Yeah. Only love my dad and my mama. I'm sorry.
And it had 100,000 retweets. It's just, we live in this crazy viral world where we see something and it's either funny or we're like, "Oh, that makes sense." And instead of and it's crazy because we're also we're in a viral world, but we're also in a world of information. It takes you the same amount of time that it takes to retweet something to literally copy and paste it into Google.
Exactly.
Right. To find out if that's a true or false information. And it's a shame, right? It's a shame. And that's the thing too. And you could carry that on to it's a shame politics has gotten so polar opposites and so divisive because it's we live in this world. And obviously the whole fake news stuff and people throwing out stuff that's not true, right? that like saturates things and like makes things a little weird with the Discord, but it literally should be like I should be able to read something. I'm very moderate, right? So I should be able to read something from the left and read something from the right and formulate like a position for myself.
Right.
And that doesn't happen. And it's a shame.
It is a shame. Everybody's being partisan. It's bad on that one. But like, for example, we got the best madre out there in the world. Shout out to the madre. That's mom in Spanish for people that don't know if you didn't take Spanish. And
I didn't take Spanish.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm explaining it out there. But there's a post, because I'm here in Florida, that's going around, I guess. It's saying if a police officer sees you in your car with your phone, it's a $250 fine. It's not true. I've gotten this. It's legal to have your phone in your hand because you can talk on your phone still here and have it in your hand in Florida. But the madre has sent this to me not once, but 2 times. And in that time span, you can just go ahead and Google it and have that info. So it's like we don't want to. A lot of people don't feel like just taking the time just to go Google when it's right there. I mean, I don't do it all the time. I try and make sure though to fact check everything before I either comment or retweet or gather all the information. Like take today or take the other day. And this is everybody's saw the allegation against Lesean McCoy.
Yep.
And obviously you want to, when you see those pictures, you want to just automatically jump on and be like, yeah, Lesean, like how bad of a guy Lesean McCoy is. And
right.
You want to condemn him instantly because that's what everybody jumps on board and just starts doing on the internet. But at the same, you have to like kind of hold back. And it's not like you're condoning any of the things that he was alleged of doing, but you also want to be able to have all the information before you make your judgment. In my opinion, before you go out and make your judgments on anything. So like take, so you had Reuben Foster, and obviously there's less of, women or men lying about assault than there are of the actual assaults happening that aren't reported. And I understand that, but everybody came out and, condemned Reuben Foster. He needs to be cut from San Francisco immediately, blah, 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 blah. And then boom, she comes out and she's like, I lied about it because he broke up with me. And I just want people to not, you're guilty already in the media or in social media, instead of being innocent until proven guilty. And so I think for a lot of stuff like that, I just wish people would just pump the brakes. And this goes back to just Googling stuff or just getting all your information that you can and then making and formulating your own opinion instead of following like the sheeple.
Yeah, it's tough. I think because this viral world maybe we live in, but should we talk shady? Like what? So that happened in Georgia, happened in Milton.
Yeah. You got to talk. It's big. It's sports.
So the information that we have today, it seems very plausible, right?
It does seem very plausible.
That he sent some goons to the house.
Goons. I'm amigos this while you're doing it.
To do what those type of people do. And in the process of like kind of fake robbing the house and like trying to rough her up, they went overboard, right?
Well, it said they pistol whipped her. And those pictures were,
and I say overboard, like that shouldn't have happened in the first.
Yeah, what are you saying? Like it should have. They could have gone a little bit lighter. I think what they did, they tried to scare. They went a little bit too hard. I get what they're doing, but they went a little bit too hard. They got to bring it down a notch. Got to bring it down just a scotch.
But no, think about that. Like, okay, I mean, I'm trying to. This is all alleged and whatever, right? Like,
yeah.
I assume if that is really what Shady was trying to do, I'm sure he wasn't trying to have that happen, right?
Right.
Okay.
So the backstory for everybody, Lesean McCoy and his, I don't know if they're ex-girlfriend or if they're working stuff out with that, I don't know, but possible significant other, he wants her out of his house in Atlanta, Georgia, or Alpharetta, Georgia, Milton, in the Milton area.
Yeah.
And so he's currently suing her to get her evicted from his property because he owns it. And they were due in court this past Wednesday on the 11th. Yesterday was the 11th, right? Yeah, the 11th. But then these pictures surfaced of her being just beat to hell, and you're just like, damn. And then her friend released the pictures and the caption saying that he beat his kid, beat his dog, does drugs, which, by the way, is the trifecta for the NFL, just getting that straight boot. Dogs, beating a dog. We all saw what happened with Mike Vick. Beating women. Ray Rice got him all. You two for two. 3, beating your kids. Now we got Adrian Peterson brought it. You got Adrian Peterson, Mike Vick, and Ray Rice wrapped up into one. Oh, brother, you about to get this book thrown at you. That's what that post was.
The thing is, though, like Goodell would come in and be like, "I'll give you 3 games." Like, and he'd be like looking around, like, "Why are people mad at me?" Like, because you're a jackass. You're an idiot.
We've looked at all of the evidence, and we've come to the conclusion with our new panel that has at least 2 women on it. They're there, 2 women, 2 games, a 2-game suspension. Which we got to see, and but what was the first thing that, I mean, you said that you thought it was plausible, because if you're suing somebody,
right,
and you want them to get out, and you want to put fear in their eyes,
right,
and he's not there, so it's hard for them to connect this back, but you can still connect the dots.
Well, and the way his statement was written was like, I haven't had any, like, I forget the exact. It was like it was very
I haven't seen any of these people in months.
Right.
He hasn't seen his son, his other dogs, or this chick for months.
Right. And it was like, I haven't had contact with them. It was very like trying to remove himself from any situation.
Right.
Which that was kind of like my red flag, was like, okay, like all you had to say was like, first off, you're like everything should have been about like, I can't believe something would happen like this, like blah, 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 blah. But because the statement was a different direction, made me think like, okay, it seems like, and then when people started talking about it, like, you're like, oh, well, if McCoy is about that life. So, okay.
Hey, first off, shout out. You watched a lot of SVU. Look at that. He showed no remorse in that statement. That's the first.
I have. It's a lot of SVU. Like, but I've also watched. You know that new show on HBO, Barry?
Nah.
It's about a hitman.
Okay.
And I think we forget. So all I'm going to say about that is, I think we forget that like people like that exist. Like, people like that exist to go do these things, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't mean you're like in an underbelly or like you are in drugs. Like, you could just be a regular person. Like, people just be out here doing stuff like this. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird story, man, but hopefully all the facts come out. That's the thing too. Like you said, it's going to be so hard to connect. I mean, straight cash, he's in Miami too. So there's a million reasons to take out a ton of money in Miami, right? Like if that happened, you know what I mean? So it's a crazy story.
I mean, normal thinking people, you feel like you can connect the dots on this one. But when it comes to just what the facts are and the locations of everything, you could possibly see shady starting week 1 for the Bills.
No, he's starting week 1.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be connected. Or if somebody comes out and says, this is true, and I was, told to do this by so and so, but there would
have to be a conversation or a paper trail, right?
So I mean, we got to let this play out. Obviously, it doesn't look good at all, but it's very simple. I mean, I think he was sending a message, but like just don't put your hands on people. He didn't, or allegedly didn't, but it's just keep your hands to yourself. Whether if you're out at the club having a good time, you're out in the picnic area. Don't call the cops on people. Just mind your business. That should be the slogan for 2018.
It should be.
Mind your business. It will bring you a lot more happiness.
MYB.
Okay.
It should be like a new slogan. Like.
It should be the new slogan. Mind your business, MYB. And you'll be less stress. Who wants more stress? You don't need that. You don't need that at all. Just mind your business out there. That's
who's stressed right now though? My man Papa John.
Whew. Whew. So the story with Papa John, if you haven't seen it, hottest thing out there right now. they were having a corporate conference call with a consulting firm or marketing firm, something like that. And as he came, with this firm, they were trying to discuss ways that he could talk to the media and not sound dumb to make a racial statement or to have something inflammatory said that will bring backlash on Papa John's and have negative effects on their stock and, everything else that comes with their business. But lo and behold, he Papa John's went and, what is his name? Schaffner, whatever, went on and did Papa John things.
I don't know his real name.
Papa John's went on and did Papa John's thing, dropping the N-bomb quick into the conference call. Well, these, do you have the quote? I don't have the direct quote.
Yeah, I know it. It's, first off, he's on a marketing meeting with Laundry Service, who's like under Wasserman, really cool marketing agency group. They're just going over like PR stuff and like, how do you handle X, Y, or Z if this happens, or just a chill call. It should be like a chill conference call. And he's like, well, Colonel Sanders could get up there and say the N-word and says the N-word. And everybody's like, what? And then allegedly he also was like, oh, and like when I was in Indiana, we would just like have black people on the back of the cars and drag them until they were dead. They're like, what?
Yeah, well, I remember seeing that connection was trying to say like how bad racism was, like in like parts of Indiana. But you don't say that in a No, wait, hold on. First, I'm not trying to justify anything that he just said. I was just reiterating the how it was written. I mean, I don't even I think if you even said that in a bar, like people would be like trying to fight you. Like white people would be like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. Like what? So I saw like Jamel Hill retweeted somebody that says, will Louisville come out and comment about this because you have African American players that are playing in a stadium named Papa John Stadium because that's where the Louisville Cardinals play. Mm-hmm. And that was a very good tweet because they pretty much kind of do have to say something. Like you can't just sweep this under the rug like nothing happened because. And he was on your board, right? So obviously, how are these board meetings going? Like, what is he saying in these board meetings, right? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I think that's what scares a lot of people that are racist or whatever, right? Is these things that used to be able to be said behind closed doors are being spread and being told. And it's better, right? It's better for us to know. But that's the thing that's been it for so long is we just don't. You just never knew what people's real intentions or what their real thoughts were, and now we're starting to understand them. Right. And it's kind of, I mean, it's scary, but it's sad. But you knew it existed all along. It's sad, like that you still have that same thought process. Because most of the people that you've seen this from are the older crowd. Like, how old is Papa John? Is he in his 50s? That's actually pretty. Probably, yeah, he's probably 50 something. That's not old. That's what's a little bit frightening. The highest of highs was him. I think Barstool put out a video, shaking hands with Peyton Manning after the Super Bowl. Have you? So this makes, probably. He loves Peyton Manning. Yeah, and then Peyton Manning. So how did Peyton Manning not go to jail? First off, he sold all of his stock of Papa John and his restaurants before that announcement came out, and their stock plummeted. That's Martha Stewart. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm sure Papa got some money off of that. Yeah, right. That got swept under the rug faster than the Las Vegas shooting story. So did Eli selling his own memorabilia, selling fake memorabilia. Yo, the Mannings low key been running things out here. You ain't heard another peep about Peyton Manning putting his genitalias on top of that on that trainer. You had the story break out a little bit last year, and then it just was boom, gone, and then everything else, anything Manning related goes away. I have my own qualms with Peyton Manning though, so I can't. Money silences people, right? But you know who the Mannings remind me of? Are the Kennedys back in the day? Because the Kennedys used to be wild. It's good. It's a good connection there. And I related because that movie's out about Ted Kennedy, who he leaves that party drunk with a woman that's not his wife. You kind of imagine, right, to go have sex.
and he drives off a cliff in Martha's Vineyard and kills her. He
drove off a cliff?
Mm-hmm.
So one of them drove off a cliff. The other one died coming to Martha's Vineyard in front of the cliff.
Right. So Ted didn't die.
Oh, okay.
That's the crazy thing is Ted gets out of the car as the car is like submerged, or like the car is like upside down and it's like slowly sinking, and he's able to get out of the car and like get to safety. The girl is kind of like halfway. She's drunk and then also kind of like not kind of out of it because you're just in a car accident. And Ted like didn't save her. He just like allowed her to die. And that just, and there's, so I relate that because there's a movie about it right now, right? There's, I think it's called Cheppaquiddick or something.
Is it on Netflix or is it, where is this at? I haven't even seen this or heard of it.
I think it's on HBO. And yeah, it's just like a crazy like story about like money and like how family names, right, will, because the thing about the family that's crazy is they were so consumed with like the fact that like the Kennedys were nice to their daughter and like all this other stuff and probably got paid a ton of money. Like they never sued the Kennedys. And that's just like a crazy thing to think about. It's like how much money would it take for you not to sue somebody of when your kid dies?
And that's when you just have absolute power on that one. Like that sucks. It really does. It's like there's no justice that you can get or any closure, real closure, only unless if it's like there's something happened behind closed doors that people don't know about, which happens all the time, obviously. But like knowing that you are powerless against somebody, which is why it's, and not getting political, just on the fact that somebody's come out against, somebody really powerful. And it's like how you see like Stormy Daniels suing Donald Trump, who's literally the most powerful man in the world at the moment. And like, that's just, that's tough to do. And you gotta like give credit to people, even if you believe a story or not, for just having the cojones to be able to try and do that. And then on the Me Too portion of things, going against the lawsuits that will be coming against like Harvey Weinstein, as he's facing criminal charges. People that run things and have a huge name, it's tough. Like I don't want to ruin the movie for Sicario 2, but there's a small scene that has no effect on the storyline of the movie. But this daughter who is the daughter of the biggest kingpin or cartel leader in Mexico is like at like a boarding school, and should be suspended or what's the word I'm looking for? Where they kick you out of school? What's that word? There we go. She should have been expelled, and she was like, "Do it." And the guy just like looked at her and was just like, "Damn, I want to, but I can't because your last name." And it's just like having that family powers. It's great. It's generational. That's why the Black community we trying to come up and have that same generational wealth and power as the last name as those that have been in this country before us. Our community's trying. Give us the kudos out there. We trying out here. We trying. So not everybody trying. I will say that not everybody. I ain't gonna make it seem like everybody out here trying to push it the right way. But a lot of people we out here trying to make it. And that goes for everybody, I would say. But it is tough, and that kind of sucks.
It does. It's yeah. It makes it like very difficult, right, to like maneuver things when people are like that.
I'll lighten it up just a little bit, and saw like a funny question, but tweet out there, and it was like, "Do you bring your chick to the barbershop?" And the guy was like, "Hell no." It was
talking like an all black barbershop or like sports clips?
Oh, we're not talking great clips, sport clips. We talking, you walk in, you got Frankie Beverly and Maze playing in the background. Possibly is you at either at the hood barbershop, the straight Dominican barbershop. You up in there when you walk in.
Filipino barbershop.
We talking all the POC barbershops out there that keep it real when you walk. Like your barber, like Cedric the Entertainer said in Barbershop, he's a fashion expert, knows can talk sports, news, doesn't matter, can give you life life advice, those type of barbers when you walk in. No, we ain't talking about those generic sport clips. I would never, if sport clips, great clips were the only barbershops in my area, like the absolute only places, I would not get my hair cut until I moved.
They have a black guy in like their most recent commercial. I don't know if that's like because Comcast knows I'm black or something, but like, you know, because there's different commercials for different whatever.
Mm-hmm. You must be in a very black area.
No, I'm not. I'm in a very.
They know the demographic. You are in it is San Francisco.
They just know what you are. I mean, you like click all those buttons and they know exactly who you are. What was I trying to say? Oh, I saw the commercial.
Bring your chick to the barbershop. Oh, my bad.
I saw the commercial for like sports clips with the black dude. And I was like, that is like, who would go there? Who would do that? One black person. I don't know one black person that would do that. Okay, go back to your prompt. So, would you bring your significant other to the barbershop? Well, I guess it seems like you wouldn't. So why wouldn't you?
Why are you saying I wouldn't? I was just asking the question because I saw it on there.
And why would? And I guess it's like why wouldn't you? Why? I mean, I never have. Go ahead.
It's not like I wouldn't. It's not like I'm saying you shouldn't come. You're always welcome wherever I'm at. You can always roll with me. You know that. We all know that. I don't know. You just don't ever see chicks come into the barbershop. Well, I guess because no. You do see chicks come into the barbershop, and this is the exact thing that happens every time. You like when somebody walks in the barbershop. I wish I had my clippers. If I knew it was gonna get to this point, I would have my clippers next to me. But you hear the buzzing going on. You know, next thing you know, everything kind of clicks off a little bit. There is a hush in the barbershop. You could have before she walked in. You could have had one barber be like, hey, y'all see Nicki Minaj and that bit? Boy, that thing was whoop-de-whoop back at that 48, 26, 34, 46. Those are awful divisions. I don't know. But you'd have that coming and she walk in. Hey, you guys go to church this past weekend? Hey, brother, let me tell you. Hey, my pastor gave me a sermon that I wanted to break. I kept it on my phone. Some of these athletes out here could have a pastor like that. Like the conversations just flip up. It's not as organic and as natural, and it's like everybody's a little bit tense for some reason.
Doesn't J. Cole have a thing like that? It's a bit from Mike Epps, but right? It's like
I don't know. On like his album?
I forget what I think it's on. Born Sinner.
I'm trying to think.
But it's kind of the same thing, right? Like you just switch up, right? Like
everybody switches up. And then the minute she walks out, if you can find it, pull that up and play it. And then the minute like whoever's chick that's in there walks out, everything goes back to normal. And all guys know that when you go to the barbershop, those barbershop minutes, whether you're definitely going to be in there for an hour, even if you had an appointment at 9:00, you ain't sitting in that chair till about 9:30, maybe 9:20. But that 30 to hour plus that you're going to get in the barbershop is just a 30-hour plus of just guys being dudes being great. And it's just funny conversation because your barber's going to start ripping on you. You start ripping on your barber. It's just good conversation. Is LeBron the GOAT? Is LeBron not the GOAT? And it's not like I don't think that conversation would happen when a chick walks in, but it's just a different air. It's just a complete different air.
Hold on, I found it. It's Runaway J. Cole. You want me to play it?
Yeah, if you had that spot, yeah, throw that on. I'm just trying to run it in my great song though.
Oh, hold on, I messed up.
Married men act totally different when they're by themselves, don't they? You see him with your wife. What's up, Tony? Hey, man, how's everything going, brother? Oh, just taking it easy, hanging out with the old lady. All right, God bless you. Take it easy now. All right.
Wait.
Be like, that nigga ain't like that. You see him by himself. What's up, Tony? Hey, where's the pictures at, nigga? Where's the pictures?
Yeah, give me my space. Lord, ain't enough time.
Yeah, like that's exactly how the barbershop works. And it's crazy how silent it gets. Like
dead silent.
It's dead silent. And you're like, I thought everybody was talking in here. Why? It's like people are scared to like say something. Is that somebody that you know that's gonna say something to your significant other or like whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like, but here's the kicker though. So like they all know, every barber knows everything that you said in your past visits. And like you just said, like you're just sitting on pins and needles. Like say if the conversation will slowly start gradually getting back up there. And so say like, women come back around and then it's a topic that like they know exactly what you said in the past. And then they're going to throw you an alley, or they're going to throw it your way. And everybody in the barbershop that's been there is going to start looking over like, oh, what's he about to say? And then you're going to be like, you know what, man? I think that I think she wasn't really treated right. As a man, you can't really do that, and I don't think, she's treated right by that situation by that man. And then you're just going to have one barber sitting over there.
It's typically the guy all the way
all the way there.
He ain't got nobody in this chair. He's sitting on his own chair. He's sitting in his own chair, just.
You either gonna get a or a. Oh, let's keep this rolling. Like you don't want, like you said, your funny stuff that you say that you can say without having your chick being mad at you and giving you the knees silent treatment away from you in the car when you get back in, that every girl does when they don't want to talk to you and they mad. Those knees pointed right at the door, shoulders pointed out the window. You just don't want that. And so the vibe changes. And then you got to sit there and be like, I didn't mean it. I'm just joking around with the fellas. Oh, so y'all joke like that? You joke like that when I'm not here? That's how it is? So why do you want to talk like that when I'm not here? And you don't want to do that. That's an hour where you can guys being dudes. That's all it is. Guys being dudes.
You sound like Donald Trump right now.
That is not it. That is, no one talks like that. I have been in plenty of locker rooms and what he said, I have not heard that. That is, first off, guys being dudes that's just fellas being fellas. But no, it's just, would you bring your significant other in? Or whoever you're dating at the time?
The ladders. I see. You switched up to the ladder. No, probably not. That'd be weird. I just want to go get my haircut. Like, no, I don't need to have you. No.
Okay.
Just make it simple. Answer the question. No, I would not.
Okay. All right. But that's it. I don't know. It's just good times in the barbershop.
The barbershop is a place where I just go to go. People know me, walk in, talk hip hop, talk sports, crack a couple jokes. People ask me questions. What'd you do last night? Oh, I was in the club. I don't know.
You ever see Spice Adams videos?
Yeah, I mean, I watch every now and then.
I love. There was one video where it was when you're in the meeting rooms and then or just Andy does it when they're in the locker room too. Like, yo, what'd you do last night at the club? Oh, had 5 of them. Those are the answers that you would get throw out in the barbershop, but that would happen. I just thought about it. I love it. Spice Adams has some funny videos, dude. He's a good comedy guy. I think he played at Penn State too. Penn State, and then a little bit
I have
a
friend here that is like that, but he's really country.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says it in a country voice, it's hilarious. But yeah, that's funny. I need to watch more of his videos.
No, he was good. We'll round it out with a little bit of sports. I think we're going through this with no break. We've been doing it with no, we didn't do a break last time with
with Cam.
Yeah, we just kept it rolling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just be like that. You just out here, you talking, just keeping it rolling.
It's been good. It's what we're trying to, make it more seamless, not trying to do so many drops. But what's the last thing you want to get into? You want to talk World Cup? What do you want to talk?
Of course, I want to talk the World Cup. I wanted to talk the World Cup last week. This is what we'll finish out on. This is our big segment. This is the To The Max segment, sports section, World Cup talk. And my first question is this the best World Cup in recent history, or just in general? I don't know the full history dating back, however 19, 20, blah blah blah. But I would say in recent memory.
Yeah, for me, I'm a little older than you, so the last one that I remember that was really good was 2006.
Zinedine Zidane.
And it ends with him headbutting the dude. Yeah, That's the last one that I remember that was really good.
I was at a Florida State football camp when that happened.
I was out here. I was literally like, I stuck into a bar out here, and I was here for a baseball tournament.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that was the best one that you can remember.
Yeah, I mean, for me, 4 years ago was fun, but like it was fun because we were in it, and like the whole, we believe that we will win chant and like all that, and just kind of like a different place in my life. Just like it was probably out all the time, so like I just remember being at the bars every time, for every game. It felt like.
Mm-hmm.
This one's been good from the standpoint of like every game, right? Like there's been extra time goals. There's been so much drama. I think the only thing that we didn't get with this one that we got, say in 2006, is like the stars kept playing for a long time, right? Where like, Ronaldo and Messi, like, and even like the whole, obviously Germany didn't make it, Spain getting knocked out early, like that didn't happen in 2006, where this time it did. But I think that's also what's made it cool. It's also people love the underdog. Croatia has 4 million people that live in that country.
Yeah.
So,
see, what Croatia doesn't have and what they do need, they need a sister gene. Like there's no sister gene for this tournament. Like when you have an underdog make runs like this, you
need a symbol. You need something to like.
You need a symbol to keep bringing fans back to the TV.
Keep grasping it.
Exactly. Because when I felt bad, I don't feel bad for Fox Sports. What am I saying? But obviously, Fox was scrambling to find some type of storyline because Neymar's out, Germany's out,
yep.
Ronaldo, Messi out.
Yep.
All your big names that everybody knows gone. Mexico's
except
gone.
Man Mbappe.
Well, nobody knew about him until now. I mean, they're starting to, and they will for the next World Cup. He'll probably be the focal point that they're going to probably market around. But I feel like they were just the people in Fox studios were just mad when Mexico lost because they were like, that was your last chip for North America, for like North Americans to watch. And that would have been great for us because I was hoping Mexico would make a bigger run because as a country, we needed it. We needed to grab our southern neighbors and our brothers and sisters down south and be like, hey, even though we had some stuff going on right now, we with y'all. We support you. I was rooting for them hard. I really was. Even though, El Tri and the Three Stripes is our biggest rivals, I was putting that aside. I was hoping they go far and they didn't. And I know they were looking for ratings on that and boom, gone.
We did need that. We needed that bad.
We really did. Like look at England. Like they didn't think they were going to make this run. And even though the fans are devastated, I forget, I can't say the coach's name right now, but they're just praising him for like, dude, he literally brought their entire country together. And even
they
though
played so well, I can't believe they lost, but like, that's the best England's played since that. When did what's his name take them to the final? 2002?
You talking about
Beckham? 2002? 2002.
Yeah.
Maybe not the final. I think the Final Four or whatever.
No, I couldn't tell you. I know they didn't win for like 30 years. They've like won.
No, they haven't won, but I like Beckham hit a huge like penalty kick or whatever, and like.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they were like the fans were just like he literally brought people together, and especially they've had stuff going on too. So it's like it would have been one of those sports stories where you have so much turmoil going on. You have kids getting separated at the border. You have all this talk, illegal immigrant this. You get people shouting at people for wearing different shirts and country flags, and boom, Mexico goes big, and you're just like, damn, everybody out here like it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
All day, every day. That would have been awesome. Really, really awesome. But unfortunately, the ball didn't roll like that. But who have you been most impressed with so far in this tournament, team-wise or player-wise?
Ooh, man. I was really impressed by – France has been unbelievable. So team-wise, I think France, their passing, like I just said, Mbappe, their midfielders have been great. So is Pogba has been so good, like playing midfield, and also like he's been doing everything. He hadn't scored, but like he's been great. Player wise, man, I think I'll use Mexico. Like I think we forget how good Chicharito is.
Chicharito. No. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I just love when that guy does it.
It's always fun to see guys, and like you kind of forget, like dude, like this dude is really good at soccer. You know?
Yeah, Chicharito just went. He's over in Europe now. I forgot what club is he with because he just signed this past year, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to look at my updated FIFA.
It's like a burgundy jersey that's in my head. I just can't think of it like a red jersey ish. But yeah, Chicharito is raw. Like in CONCACAF in the Gold Cup, like he was crossing people up. What last year, year before?
CONCACAF, yeah, here you go.
Where we were awful, and that was Jurgen Klinsmann's last pretty much hurrah, and then then Bruce Arians came back or whatever, and then he was awful. I don't know why. Like I don't know why he came back, but you know who I think our next coach is going to be, and it's gonna fuel the rivalry, even more is Astoria from Mexico.
I don't see that.
Well, he's not coming back. I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to him. So I think either the U.S. comes after him. But I personally want us to have a homegrown coach. I said this about the Olympics. I don't like that. Like say for the Olympics, you can train in different countries. Like you need to be training at your home country and then representing your home country because that's what it is. Like if you're like Japanese, Chinese, and you come and you're training all year in America, that's not what the Olympics used to be about. The Olympics used to be about you training in your home country. Obviously, soccer is completely different because you can play different clubs, all that type of stuff. But like, I don't know.
Why can't you go ski and do stuff in other countries? I don't get that. If you got better runs in other countries, you got better.
Because that's the advantage of being from that country. That's what makes countries great for the Olympics. So that's why, like, if you could only train in your own country, we could have more gold medals here or there. But I don't know. I just think that, and it makes storylines better. I just think you need to be able to only train wherever you're from. I think that needs to be a new rule for the Olympics.
I think that's ridiculous.
But for coaches, I would love for us just to hold on to like an American coach. I think that makes the storyline better and it's just
I think we need to. Soccer is in a place where it could. Let's be real, right? Let's look at France's team. Okay. Let's look at England's team. Okay.
Them boys straight from Africa over there. Them boys from Africa on that France team now.
We need to soccer in America has a chance to like grab hold of really like a true spot as like a true North America sport. And the way you do that, right, is making sure that young kids are playing the game and grasping it and like starting to love it. Right. Not just TV, right? Yeah, I saw an article today about the bidding rights for what league is Juventus in?
Ooh, I know this. I know this one. Give me a second.
I can't think of it. Anyways,
I just read it too, like earlier today.
Anyways. So there's obviously Ronaldo just transferred or just signed a deal over there, right? So the rights to that league are going to be crazy, right? But it's not just putting stuff in front of people from a consumption standpoint. Like, yeah, TV's awesome, streaming rights are awesome. Like, you need people to be watching it, but you also need people playing it and like just understanding it.
Yeah, Serie A, Coppa Italia.
Yeah, and you need people involved in it from a young age, and so there's got to be more of an infrastructure, got to be more. Hope Solo talked about this. Darren Rovell had a dumbass tweet trying to come at her and didn't understand what he was saying. There's got to be more money and more stuff thrown into lower levels and into people that don't have access to it, man. It's a rich person sport, like tennis is, like lacrosse, like baseball is starting to be too. So like that's kind of my spiel there.
Every club, and I think it needs to be mandatory for MLS, or if you're a club that's in the USL, which is United whatever soccer league, and you're trying to make it up and get bumped up and not relegated back down there and make it up to the MLS, I think every club needs to have the same structure. And I know it's tough for money, but you need to get the financial backing. But Atlanta United has a true feeder program into Atlanta to be a 5-stripe, to be a member of the Atlanta United soccer team and get on that pitch. Football team. I'll keep it official.
Yeah, that's FC.
Yeah. So if every club has that development, then you're able to grab players that can't financially support it, but they have the talent and want to play, and then continue to grow like they have in Europe. Like if Cristiano Ronaldo was from Sacramento, California, and was broke like he was and poor like he was, no one would ever find Cristiano Ronaldo. He would not exist. But because clubs are able to support, it is a shame.
He's a good-looking man.
He is. He's good looking. He's a good looking dude. Very good looking dude. I might start doing that roll the cuff for the pants.
I thought about the same thing. I bought some shorts the other day. I was like, I should roll these.
I'm gonna show the teardrop that I got coming down on these strings, man. These legs. I got the glutes activated. I got everything. Whoo! Front squatting. That's all I've been doing. But that's what they have to do to grow soccer, and I like just exactly how you said, and that's going to develop the talent. But you have to have the financial backing, and somebody needs to take a chance. I think Arthur Blank, by when he's all said and done in Atlanta, he needs to have a statue like in the center.
It's been great
of the city. Like he's changed. He's about to change soccer forever in America.
In the South.
No.
That's tough. So
throwing the money out for Miggy Almiron and for Joseph Martinez.
Joseph
Martinez. Tito Villalba.
Martinez is so good.
He's so dirty. And like I think Miggy's turned down offers from European clubs. Like obviously this is going to be short term having both of them on Atlanta United. Only less if our crowds are amazing. You have 70,000 people every game. Less pressure than it is over in Europe, but just being able to play in Europe is a dream for any soccer player, in the Premier League especially. So, like, it's going to be tough to keep him. I hope we do. I think we have the money, and obviously with the ticket sales that are coming through, we'll be able to at least have a high-paid, big-name striker or wing, for the future to come. But I hope the model that Blank has continues to be adapted, and I hope that Atlanta stays up top, obviously. But
so the only reason I say it doesn't change soccer in America is because, like I said before, right, America has to change its views on like how they want soccer to be consumed and like played and who plays it. But I think he's changing it in the South completely, right? Like the amount, like you just said, it is sold out every day or every game, excuse me.
Crazy.
And yeah, it is. And just the buzz around it. People tweet about it, talk about it. Like, I know all of our friends that are back home, like always talk about like just the buzz around when there's a big game and everything. So I think that'll change. And it's kind of like the Braves, right? When the Braves are going good, like the South is like it's because the tough thing, right, for those states, Alabama and Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, right? Like they have nothing else to really gravitate towards. So that's gravitate towards the Mecca that is Atlanta. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Atlanta.
Like shout out to my former teammate, Jay Johnson. Like he's a Braves fan. He's from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, who else would you be a fan of?
Yeah. So like it's cool to see how far the stretch, and how far the reach goes. But I still got to stand by it. And I think he's put in place, if MLS wants to be taken seriously worldwide, he's put in place a system. It is very tough because MLS was a huge joke whenever you said that, say 8 years ago. And I think he's got a system in place though that can change soccer. I mean, you see the training facilities we have up in Atlanta, for the youth all the way up to the professionals, and then obviously 70,000 every Sunday. If you're
a kid today, would you rather play? If you're 10 years old, would you rather play baseball or play soccer?
I mean, I did both. But when did I stop playing?
2018. If you're a 10-year-old, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying in 2018, would you rather play baseball or rather play soccer?
All right, let me look at this. Okay, I'm gonna break it down fact by fact by fact. All right. I was fast. I'm still fast. Okay. I'm a fast kid. I'm not the biggest. I'm about 5. I'm short, but I'm whatever. I'm not short. I'm athletic. So let me look at this money. Let me bring up my phone. What's trending the most? What's going to have the most influence on me as a kid? Because I'm gonna have to have a cell phone because it's this day and age, and I'm gonna be on the internet, see all this social media stuff. Oh, so what's so this looks popular, more popular than baseball. People are talking about it a lot. It seems like it's got a lot of plug. I think I'm going to steer towards soccer. I would, just from seeing I'd be influenced through social media, through TV, because it's hyped up more whenever the highlights come on versus baseball, and then
FIFA, the game.
The baseball. I mean, the soccer game. I'd steer towards soccer. I would.
I think so too. I mean, I think. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just talking like without like parent intervention or anything like that.
Just you and your outside influences and what you were athletically.
From outside influences, right? Like Cristiano Ronaldo is the top like social media person from the sports world, right? So like, and the buzz around soccer is just different right now. Like baseball, like if we lived where we lived, right? Like the Braves are playing well, but like people wouldn't talk about Mike Trout, right? Who's the best player in the game, right? And I just think like exactly what you just said. I think there's just more buzz and more attraction right now to the game of soccer. And that would make you as a 10-year-old kid be like, I want to try that, or I want to see like what that could do for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. As opposed to like playing baseball. And
knowing the top Padre, that's father. I didn't know that. In Spanish. Tomcat would also be taking us to all the games in the Mercedes-Benz as he could, just to have a good family outing. And we probably go more soccer than baseball. Maybe.
Well, dude, soccer, let me think about it. You're in and out in 2 hours, right?
90 minutes. You know exactly your time. You can set up an actual dinner reservation because the odds are slim that it's not going to go to PKs or anything, right? Your time. So,
right, not regular season, right?
Only less if it's a cup game. If it's not a cup game, 90 minutes, done.
And baseball is 4 hours.
With pitchers doing their rituals for no reason, batters doing Nomar Garcia par every at bat. Just add in time. Yeah, it's soccer.
I think that's a big thing from like a family perspective, right? Like it's easier to go to a soccer game because like you said, 90 minutes, 15-minute intermission. If you're at Mercedes-Benz, the food is cheap, right? Get in, get out. And with baseball, like, you sitting there, Tehran's got to walk around the mound a little bit. Freddie Freeman looks at him. Dansby Swanson's like, "Hey, we're gonna try to do a little pick play." Like it's too much.
It is too much, and it's fast paced. It's got the can keep the ADD attention that a lot of that the country has, or a lot of people have nowadays. Yeah, soccer's literally on the move. So I'd most likely just keep playing soccer, and then seeing where like the money that you can get as you get into like high school and understanding all that type of stuff. Right. Soccer is going to leapfrog baseball in some years. It's going to be interesting. MLB's reaction we'll probably talk about in the next pod. But everybody, thanks for rocking with us. You're going to see us back this Sunday. We'll tweet about it as well. We got Andrew Adams coming on as our first guest. He's a recurring guest, obviously. This is next time being on with us with the pod. But we're going to be live. If you guys got questions, you want to ask something about the league,
hit that mailbag.
But we will keep it kind of not censored, but you ain't gonna ask some dumb stuff and have that pop up there and think you're gonna be slick about something. But come join us. It's gonna be fun. We the pod for the people. We appreciate y'all support. Keep on listening to us. You already know everything about where our social media is at. ToTheMacks Radio on Twitter, ToTheMacks_podcast on IG, ToTheMacks everything, Spotify, iTunes. Keep looking out for us, Podbean as well. We appreciate it. See y'all.